Hello, live streamers. Blue, blue, blue. Anybody for the live stream? Um, we're going to wait to see if it auto populates. The thingy will not completely auto populate. I'm going to force it. And it says it's posting it. It's only posting to Blue Sky because I've never got. No, it's only posting to Mastodon because I've never gotten around to setting up the Blue Sky stuff. But maybe someday I will. Boom. Okay. Let's do it. This. Welcome to Curmudgeon's Corner for Saturday, September 20th, 2025. It is just before 17 UTC as I'm starting to record. I am Sam Minter and no Yvonne and no other co-host. So we were going to record Friday night US time, and about 15 minutes before we were scheduled to record, Yvonne was like, something came up. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. Something just came up. And I gather it was something to do with the volunteer work that he and his wife do with election stuff. I don't know. It was something came up last minute. Yvonne was like, I hadn't coordinated properly, didn't realize stuff was happening, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, doesn't matter. But rather than immediately start recording on my own on Friday night or trying to find a co-host on super short notice, I was just like, I'll do my usual like weekend recording where I break it up and do a little bit on a few different occasions starting Saturday morning. So it's Saturday morning US time here on the West Coast. Well, I guess specifically it's Saturday afternoon on the East Coast already, but like here where I am, north of Seattle, it's just before 10 a.m. And I'll tell you, I'm not actually ready to be awake. I could easily have slept another couple of hours, but I've got an exciting day coming up. Oh, and agenda wise, I'll do some bullshit in this first segment, and then just random stuff and a couple movies as usual, and then in the second section we'll get into the news of the week. But I got some stuff going on. So like my son and I both have September birthdays. We normally do whatever little thing we're gonna do for the birthdays. In There's usually our birthdays are 4 days apart. There is very frequently, but not always, a weekend between the two, and so we usually do a joint birthday thing the weekend between our birthdays. There was a weekend between our birthdays this time, but my wife Brandy was out of the country, as I've discussed in the last couple episodes, I think. So we decided to put it off. So we're doing it today, which is after both of our birthdays by a little bit. But we're not doing anything too dramatic. We're going out to a diner for brunch. We do that almost every weekend, so it's not really that special for the birthday, but we're inviting not just my son, myself, and my wife, but my mother's going to join us. So we're going to do that. And then I guess it's not really a birthday thing, but today's my iPhone 17 Pro Max pickup day. So I'm going to go do that and set up my new phone later today. So that should be fun. Although I have seen reports that even though here's the thing, like I normally prefer to get it mailed. Like when I'm buying Apple stuff, I'm like, just ship it to me. I don't want to pick it up at the store. Just ship it to me. I'll even wait a little bit longer. Like whatever, it can be like a couple days later, whatever. I'm not like anxious to be the person who gets the new phone on launch day or whatever. My timing usually doesn't align with that anyway. Did this time, but um, I didn't order it early enough in the day so that my pickup was going to be actual launch day, which was yesterday at this point. Um, but it was early enough that I could pick it up on the store today on the 20th. Launch day was the 19th. But it said if I wanted it mailed to me, I'd have to wait for like a couple more weeks. I'm like, a couple days, sure, I would have waited. A couple weeks, I'm like, oh, come on. Just okay, I'll go to the damn store. But then, and when you do that, you have to sign up for a specific pickup window. So my pickup window is 3 p.m. on the 20th today. And the whole reason behind having specific pickup windows is so that you don't have like massive crowds and lines. Like I remember years and years ago when the new Mac OS operating systems came out and you still had to go buy them in a box and people were really excited about it. I remember going to a mall in Pennsylvania and just hanging out for hours and hours and hours to like go buy the new version of the operating system. Um, I believe one of our listeners, John, actually like at some point met me there. They were also waiting, and I saw them there in line or whatever. Uh, I think I'm remembering that right correctly. Yeah, if I'm wrong, John, sorry. But yeah, let me know. But I remember doing that and like waiting in line and blah blah blah. My patience for such things has gone to zero. You know, um, I do not like lines. Like if I'm grabbing lunch, like at work, there are places that are there is a place that I don't like the food anyway, but just for the point of this, it always has long lines. Like right at the ground floor of my building, there's a place that has is very popular, has long lines, lots of people waiting there. Even if I loved the food, I would not be waiting in those lines. I'd be like, I'm done. There is a cafeteria also in my building. The lines aren't quite as long, but like the thing I get there are burgers, and they're kind of slow making the burgers. And there usually is at least a little bit of a line. So I know if I'm going to go get a burger there, I'm waiting at least like 10 minutes. And I just don't have that patience. I will walk a couple blocks away and go somewhere else that doesn't have the line. So the point of this is I've seen a few videos now. I think most of them were from yesterday, from actual launch day. So I'm hoping it'll be better today. But where there are like tons of people waiting in line at the Apple stores to pick up the phones that they already ordered and had a pickup time for. And I'm like, the reason you have a pickup time is to avoid these things. Now I know problem is, somebody has a pickup time of 3 o'clock. They're running a little late. They show up at 3:30, and now there's more people at 3:30 than there were supposed to be, and blah 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 blah. And they probably, and maybe it's a little bit slower than they want. And they are also dealing with people who are trying to come in and just buy them on the spot instead of having pre-ordered. So it's probably going to be chaotic, but I'm hoping one day later it'll be a little bit better than the videos I saw of launch day. Because I'll tell you, like I got my notice this morning of today's the day, come pick up your phone, here's the QR code so you can just show it to them, or I guess and they can just go get your stuff. um I got all that stuff, but it does say we'll hold your stuff for 7 days. So I am torn right now as to what level of line will I tolerate. Like if I show up there, I mean, if I show up there and there's a line of 10 people, I'm gonna stay. Yeah, but if there's a line like wrapping around the freaking building or something, then I have a strong, well, I don't know. I might get wrapped up in it. Like, I want my phone. I want my phone. But like, will a couple days really matter? No, not at all. I'll like come back tomorrow or come back, you know, Thursday afternoon or something, where there are probably going to be less people than on a Saturday afternoon. I don't know. This is why I like to get them mailed too. Like, I just get the box at home. I, at my convenience, pop it up and do the setup. Also, another part of this is that getting it at the store is actually a little bit frustrating because you probably are going to wait to get home until you do like the setup with your old phone and stuff, because it's kind of awkward. Like, if you try to start doing that like right there on the spot, and I have done this not with my own phone, but I think with my son's phone, after like his old one had an issue or whatever. And you know, it prefers that you're on Wi-Fi when you do all that instead of over to cell networks. And you know, so, and it takes a while, so you're not going to stand there in the Apple store forever. And if you're on a day like this where it's crowded, there's going to be like all kinds of people in there using the Wi-Fi, doing whatever. And you know, at some point you're going to stop and you drive home, blah blah blah. It's going to be interrupted. I mean, it's pretty smart these days. It'll pick up where it left off. But you know, you're probably, and if you've got two devices, it's going to occupy both the device. I don't know. You're probably going to wait to go home. You're going to go home and then you're going to do the stuff. So it's, you wait even longer. Whereas if you get it delivered to you at home, you can start right away. But yeah, I decided I didn't want to wait like an extra 2 weeks or whatever to have them mail it to me. So I got that going on. And we did get some presents for my son. We'll see what he thinks of them. You know, he's 16 now. It is much harder to buy stuff for a 16-year-old than it is to buy stuff for, let's say, a 7 or 8-year-old. You know, 7 or 8-year-old, you know what kind of toys they like. You just buy them more. You say, oh, you know, he likes this kind of stuff. We'll just get a couple more. Now, having said that, even when he was 7 or 8, we often had many duds. Like, we'd have a few toys and toy types that we could be really certain of that, okay, he's going to like this. But we would always try to like sort of expand his horizon some, and those were hit and miss. Um, but and also my son has a tendency to, you know, he'll open all the presents on a birthday or Christmas or whatever, but he will space out actually using them. So let's say he gets 5 things. He may actually start using one of them day of. But that 5th thing, the box may not get opened for years. And at the point, just at the point that you've given up and are like, well, guess that thing was a complete dud. The box has just been sitting here for years. One day he'll open it up and start doing the thing. He has done this on a number of occasions now, found some box of something that we gave him years previously and decides, okay, now's the time. I'm going to do this now. So we'll see. And he sort of picked himself a couple things too. Like a couple weeks ago, we were at the mall for something. Oh, it was actually phone related too. I'll complain about this too. I ordered the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I also ordered a case for it. The case was available immediately. So I got the little notice that was like, come pick up your case. And I'm like, okay. And I could have waited a little while to pick that up, but I don't think I could have waited quite long enough until the day the phone was getting here. Like, because of the 7-day, we'll hold it for 7 days or whatever. It's like, come on. I want the case with the phone. Can you just arrange it like so that I don't want the case more than a week before the phones actually come out. I mean, I know there's some tech reviewers who were very excited and started reviewing the cases without having the phones yet, and doing things like trying to destroy them, and like what happens when you like try to scratch it or cut it with a knife or whatever. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pop the case onto the phone. But anyway, so we were there to pick up the phone case, and so he decided he wanted to go to the Lego store. And I'm like, okay, look, I still haven't bought lots of stuff for you. You want a couple Lego sets as part of your birthday? And he's like, yes. So he picked out a couple Lego sets. Um, and actually last night he wanted to build some Lego, and I'm like, are you gonna actually like do one of the ones that's for your birthday before we get to like our official birthday celebration thing, since it's late? I'm like, you can if you want, because your actual birthday was a while ago. And he decided no, and instead he picked another Lego set that we'd had for a few months that was still unopened. And so we did that together. It was a Lego, like, it's one of these 3-in-1 sets. I think it can be a fox, it can be an owl, and there's one other animal. I forget the third animal that it can be. But the other thing is, when he gets 3-in-1 sets, he always gets really upset with the idea of taking one apart to make the other, because the 3-in-1 set is like, you can make one of these three things. It's not you can make all of these three things. And so at first, when you had really small 3-in-1 sets, like a $10 set or something, I would just get them all three. It was fine. We'll get three of them and you can make all three. But when he started wanting more expensive 3-in-1 sets, I was like, screw that. New rule. We'll get you one. If you make the thing and then want the second, then you have to ask, while the thing you made the first time is still 100% intact. And then I will order you a second one. And then if you want the third one, both of the first two things have to still be 100% intact for you to order me, or for me to order you, a third version of this Lego set. And that has worked pretty well. He has, on a number of occasions now, gotten the second set, because that's fairly easy. Make one set, and then like the second you're done making it, ask for the second set. He has not yet ever made it to get all three, because by the time he's made the second one, he's destroyed the first one. Like, it has been taken apart. It has been, played with. Pieces are missing, whatever. So he's never yet made it to the third set of those. And so we'll see. He just made the owl. The fox is long gone. So the pieces still exist, obviously. It's somewhere, but it's not intact. So theoretically, he could go now rebuild the fox go find all the pieces, rebuild it. Oh, and he just threw the box at me. No, this is a different box. Oh, this is a different animal. This has a flamingo, a parrot, and an axolotl. So anyway, point is, what are you saying you made all three of these? Okay, he is telling me he actually got to the third one and had all three of these. I don't remember this, but I don't disbelieve him either. I have a horrible memory. So, okay, well, that's our birthday stuff. I will report back, most likely in the next segment, how it went with picking up the phone. But in the meantime, movies. It's time for the movies. Okay. 2 movies. And then we'll be done for this segment, and I'll go off and have my brunch, get the phone. Our lizard has a vet appointment as well. We will do whatever presents we're doing for birthday. We'll see how that goes. Like both myself and Alex are expecting to get things. You know, at this age, for me, it's very low key. If I got nothing, I'd be fine. It's like, because for the most part, if I want something, I get it myself. There are a few things where, you know, I don't know. I told my wife, for instance, that the new Apple Watches are intriguing, but I can't actually justify it because, I haven't been wearing my old one all that often. But then again, that's because the battery life sucks on it. It's a Series 5 of the Apple Watches. They're now on 11. So like this is pretty old. It's missing some of the current features. Um, it's got a lot less battery life, both because it had less to begin with and also because it's old. And so battery life diminishes over time. So I told her this is the kind of thing I won't buy it for myself, but if you want to, that you could do that. And so I think I'm probably going to get one of those. And she's working on a couple other things. I don't know. But it's, I would pass by my birthday and not notice it. You know, it would be okay. Anyway, movies. First one. I'm moving my windows around on my computer door so that I can see better. Okay. First one, Astro Boy from 2009. Um as usual, I will read the very beginning of the description of the plot summary. Like the full plot summary is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. But to avoid spoilers, I'll go through. There's a specific moment in the plot where things turn, and so I'll go until then. Okay, in the 22nd century, Toby Tenma is a teenager who lives in the futuristic city-state of Metro City, which floats above the polluted surface on Earth. His father, Dr. Tenma, works at the Ministry of Science alongside Dr. Elifun. Under orders of the president of Metro City, Stone, who is running for re-election, they have created the Peacemaker, an advanced defensive robot fueled by 2 powerful energy spheres with opposite properties, respectively in colors blue and red, from a star fragment discovered by Elephant. Against the scientist's warnings, Stone loads the negative red core into the Peacemaker, causing it to immediately become hostile and indirectly kill Toby while attempting to violently leave the research facility before Elephant disables it. A distraught Tenma revives Toby as a robot programmed with all his memories, along with built-in defenses, including flight and the ability to understand silent robots. Powered by the positive blue core, the robot activates and believes himself to be Toby. Though the robot has Toby's memories and a similar personality, Tenma realizes nothing could replace the original Toby and so disowns him. Stoney has his forces pursue Toby in an effort to retrieve the blue core, leading to him falling off Metro City's edge when Stone's flagship blasts him with missiles. Afterwards, Tenma escapes arrest by agreeing to disable Toby and give up the blue core. And then it proceeds from there. So this is an animated movie. I guess, based on a manga series. And I'll give it a thumbs up. It was fun. Fun movie. Had some emotional moments, which, as I've mentioned many times before here, sort of make or break a movie for me. Like, do I actually care about the characters? Do I get emotional about it? Do I feel like I care about them? And this had all those things. All, this had all those things. Fun. I don't have a lot more to say about it. I did find myself like being like, okay, if there's a sequel, I would watch a sequel. I'm looking. There isn't a sequel yet, so okay. Rotten Tomatoes only gave it 51%, 5.6 out of 10 for um, the critics or whatever. Critical consensus reads, while it isn't terribly original and it seems to have a political agenda that may rankle some viewers, Astro Boy boasts enough visual thrills to please its target demographic. Um, yeah, it was fun. It is a good movie. I enjoyed it. Like um, as with most of these things, not high art, but that doesn't matter. It was a good fun movie to watch. Um, and that's all I have to say about Astro Boy. So next, and I mentioned that these two were coming on last week's show. Les Miserables. Now, Les Miserables has been made as a movie many, many times. Um, let's see if I can. I had a list somewhere. Let me see. Actually, I'm going to do this because I added all of them to my list to potentially watch someday. Um, so let me go here. Is you okay? Here is the list. Um, it was made into movies in 1934, 1935, 1952, 1958, 1978, 1980, 1982, 1995, 1998, 2007, and 2012. That is a lot of movie versions of Les Miserables. Um, and this time I watched the 1958 version. And oh, by the way, and some of those are dramatic and some of them are musicals. And of course, there's also been the long running musical version as well. That like actual like go to the theater, play, people on stage kind of musical as opposed to movie musical. Um, there have been other adaptations, and of course, it was a novel in 1862 in French, and there are of course translations of that novel into any language you can imagine, probably. Um, I remember being required not to read the whole thing in high school, but being required to read excerpts in English, um, and not reading everything that I was supposed to read. So apologies in advance to any of my high school English teachers who may be listening to this. I don't think any of them are, but just in case. Um, and I remembered very little of it. Um, Yvonne mentioned on last week's show that he had to read it in French when he was in school, and I think he had to read the whole thing in French when he was in school. I did not. Anyway, um, I'm gonna have to go to the novel to get the plot summary of this because the 1958 Wikipedia page doesn't actually have a plot summary here. Let's see. Major, major, major. Or I could actually like remember. Oh man, it's too long. It's too long. Their plot summary is like multiple pages long. Uh okay, bottom line. Uh uh the main character, Jean Valjean, very early on, I believe it's a loaf of bread he steals in order to like feed himself or whatever. He gets caught for it. Ends up in sort of French prison camp, whatever. He's marked as a criminal. He ends up escaping and then becoming a wealthy, successful man. But his past continues to haunt him throughout the whole thing, as um, uh, and it keeps trying to catch up with him, no matter how successful he is in life. And that continues, and then it's sort of all tied up in sort of revolutionary France. And I believe I saw that it's not actually um, the let's see, it's like some of the events in in the movie slash book aren't the French Revolution itself, but some of the other battles and insurrections that happened. Well, you know, after, so because there's various levels of France has had a complicated history. There's more than one like event. But anyway, that's the high level thing. Um, this particular adaptation was in French, so we watched it in French with English subtitles. Um, it was how long is it? 217 minutes. That is just do my math real quick. 217 divided by 60. That's 3 hours and 36 minutes. So a little over 3.5 hours. It was long. We did not watch it in one setting. We rarely watch movies in one setting. We usually split it up at least into two bits, but it depends on the movie. It depends on the exact length. But I can't remember how many sessions it took to get through this. I'm thinking 3 or 4. Maybe 4. I think it was 4. Don't remember for sure. Whatever. It was long. Um, and there's a lot to it. I mean, there's a lot of story here. I mentioned all the movie adaptations. There have also been adaptations as TV series and miniseries and stuff like that. So I think I have them on my list too. Whatever, on the TV section. Um, I can see why this is potentially better for like a mini series format than for a single movie, because there's just a lot going on. You either leave out a bunch, and by the way, it's a long novel too. I mean, the even this like 3.5 hour version, the Wikipedia page has a section talking about like changes from the book and how many things were left out and characters were left out. Other characters were much had much less to them than they do in the books, et cetera, et cetera, which is, you expect that with any, adaptation of a novel. But, there's a lot here anyway. And so I could see you making it shorter by cutting out even more. But I'll jump to the end. I'm giving it a thumbs up. I think it started out a bit slow. There were a few times where I was a little bit confused as to who was who and what was going on, because there are a lot of characters and a lot of interactions between the characters, and the span of time covered is like decades. So you see some people at different stages in their life, and so sometimes it's like, oh, is that the same person that did the other thing like an hour ago in the movie? Um, but I liked it. And in the end, it also had those emotional resonances, and they're bits of tragedy, they're bits of things that work out well, and you're like, oh, that's nice, just whatever. Um, Lots of tragedy though, lots of things where you keep going, oh man, if only he'd done this one thing a little bit differently, than whatever. And of course, the main character, also part of the reason this haunts him, he has multiple opportunities where he could have continued to escape his past, but he does something noble that gets him in trouble again. He helps somebody out, or he does one thing or another, and it ends up, being something where it leads to him having to be caught again, or him revealing who he truly was again, or whatever. Um, and Yeah, so thumbs up. Les Miserables, classic for a reason. I look forward to someday seeing other adaptations of it. Uh, I think I have the book on my list too, but just to be absolutely clear, I, an English translation. I will not be attempting to read this in French. I don't know French. I don't plan on learning French just for the reason of reading Les Miserables. Who knows if the book will ever come up on my agenda. I'm going through many more. I'm going through like lots of movies right now per year, very few books. So like books are happening, but like we're talking one or two a year. So chances of me actually getting to Les Miserables are incredibly low. That it would a come up, and b that I would finish it. If it did come up and I started it, it would probably take me years to finish the damn book. Anyway, 2 thumbs up movies this time. Astro Boy from 2009, Les Miserables from 1958. I think we actually... Alex, did we get this on Blu-ray or DVD too? I'm feeling like maybe we did. I forget. Like, some of these are like harder to like get in the right format or whatever. But anyway, it was fun. Long, but fun. 2 thumbs up, both the movies. I'm going to take a break now. It is about 10:30, and I'm going to check in with my wife and my mother and see if we're ready to put ourselves on the wait list for the diner we're going to go have brunch at. So fun. Fun, fun, fun. There are a number of songs that go that way, including the one from Superman that we talked about a few weeks back, Superman 2005. Then there's also the one about Daddy taking the T-Bird away. I imagine that lyric is used in a number of places. Anyway, I'm here to say goodbye. I just am looking up which break that I'm going to hit play on. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready for a break? It'll be a couple minutes for you. It'll be a decent number of hours for me. Anyway, back after this. Ah! Okay, that was a jump scare from my son. I don't like jump scares. I probably blew out the microphone too. Anyway, here's the break.
You're supposed to say do, do, do.
Do, do, do.
Alex Amzela! Alex Amzela is awesome. Its videos are fun. And today, once again, we have one of our most loyal subscribers here to tell you how awesome Alex Amzela is.
I'd say on a rate from 1 to 10, Alex Amzela is awesome at, 37, 82. He's pretty radical. His videos are phenomenal. They're full of creativity. And
they're so funny and exciting to watch.
Wow, what happened to your voice then, Amy? Was that Dad pretending to be you because the audio was distorted when it really wasn't because I told him to?
Yes!
Good job on remembering, Dad. Do, do, do!
Okay, hitting stop on the live stream. Bye for now. We'll be back late tonight, tomorrow morning, something. I don't know.